grab your thirst for adventure and get ready. This is the Lady Overlander Radio podcast, where we ditch the pavement and embrace the wild. Each week, your hosts, Misty and Arla, bring you stories of inspiration from around the globe. Join us live Thursday evenings on Facebook and YouTube, or catch the audio version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major podcast platforms. The Lady Overlander Radio podcast is presented by Midwest Adventure Outfitters and Mamoo's Camp Kitchen. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Welcome to the show. Hey, Arla. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. Is that a new intro? Did you new intro again, or am I crazy?
I think we've had that one for a hot minute. Yeah.
I don't even know, man. Hey, Jessie.
It's been a hot minute since we've done a show. Hey, Jessie. See you tomorrow, girl.
I'll see her first. Nanny, Billy, go.
So you'll see her first, but I'm destined way hours before you guys will. So, haha.
I was like,
I live in Florida.
Damn allergies. My damn allergies.
Yeah.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey, girl.
I'll see her first too.
Awesome. We're going to have a lot of people on the show tonight. Cool. So we are here with Alissa Vinoski, who runs the Save Expo out of Starke, Florida, which is the Southeast Adventure Vehicle Expo. And You've been doing that show, about 5 or 6 years now?
This was our 5th year.
5th year.
Yep.
Yeah. So I met you, I want to say it was 2 years ago now, maybe almost 3.
3.
I came to, I think
the second one, right?
2020, was it 2022 or 2023? You weren't there last year, but you were, I think you were there the year before, and you actually did a live podcast from the show, I think.
Yes. We had the Story Till Now on when you put on the rabbit head. Yes, I remember that.
Epic.
Yes. Thank you, Sean. We love you still.
Yeah.
But
thanks, Sean. Yeah. Really, thank you for that.
That was a wild night. Yeah.
Yes.
We went live from this show, and that was my first time and my husband Joe's first time at your show. And we were like, wow, this is really awesome. And this is definitely going to grow. And it has grown. I mean, it was 2 times the size from when I went last. I mean, crazy big.
Yeah. It's grown exponentially every year. I would even venture 30 to 40% growth every year. We started out in year 1 with only 25 vendors, and this year we had just over 120.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then last year was 120. So we've kind of maintained, which actually is a great number of vendors for that venue. They fit on the track really nice, and everybody's not crowded. But the year before we only had 80. So we went 40 plus year 3 into 4, which is, wow, it was like, I was looking at the map like, okay, I need to find some space for people.
Oh, definitely.
So
what made you, I know that a few years ago when Joe and I first got into overlanding, we would drive our rigs around Florida and people would stop us and say, oh, what's all that stuff on your vehicle? And it really wasn't well known in the Southeast very, very much back like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide, hey, I'm going to start a show in Florida, which, people always joke around, oh, it's so flat there, there's nothing to do, which we know that's not true. But What made you decide to start a show there?
Yeah, we have a different experience in Florida. So I think when people think overlanding, they think, like Utah or like Colorado or like mountainscapes or even just like the Blue Ridge Mountains, Florida, I don't know. Florida's actually really fun to travel through because we have so many different types of environments that you can go through. And there's just something about like, not to call Florida a swamp, but like, it feels like so almost like mysterious. Like there's just something about going through, and the Florida Adventure Trail is a great way to sort of experience all of it and kind of get an idea of, going through the plains and then going through the oak hammocks and then, going into the, the more coastal areas. So Florida does have a lot to offer. It's just different. It's a different experience. And it's beautiful here. But you're right. It's not necessarily like the heart of overlanding. Although having spoken to so many of the companies that we work with, it does take forever.
It does take forever.
I always say that Florida they're the hardcore overlanders because just to get out of our state takes like 7 hours.
But girl, if you're driving the coast, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Yep, we're really, really dedicated to it. But in speaking with a lot of the companies that attend from Fort Lauderdale is really bad. But speaking with a lot of the companies that come to the show, they say that they see a monster amount of growth from the Southeast. You've got your California, huge giant state. You've got Texas, huge giant state. You've got your core, out west states, but then followed closely behind is Florida and the Southeast, Georgia, South Carolina, that whole area. So when we started the show, I'll be honest, I didn't really, let me back it up. I didn't mean to start the show.
No, you did that by accident?
Yeah, actually kind of, I did. So I want to say that I was like this genius, entrepreneur who saw this and was like, ooh, this would be a great place for a show. But to be honest, what happened is we were just going through COVID and we wanted literally me and my friends wanted a place that we could gather and hang out with our vehicles and mess around. We couldn't go into any of the parks because all the parks were closed. Nobody was staffing it. So like all the places that we would normally go, we didn't have access to. And so we literally rented an MX track in Dade City, Florida. There's nothing out there. At the Dade City Fairgrounds. We rented an MX track. This is so nerdy. So that we could drive our cars on the MX track and hang out for the weekend. Like we were just going to camp at this MX track and just nerd out and like drive up and down some elevation on the MX track. And we started to talk about it and people were like, we want to come. And before you knew it, we had like a few hundred people that were interested in coming. And then vendors, connections that I've made over the years in the overland community, they were wanting to get in front of the consumer because there were no trade shows. So then all of a sudden I have pretty large, our first vendor was Dometic. They were like, we want to come. That was Blake. He was like, I want to come to the show and just get in front of people. We had 25 vendors before you knew it and 1,200 people at an MX track in Dade City. And vendors sold out. And I was like, this thing has legs. I was like, we have to do something with this because there's a desire. People want to gather. They want to look at products. They want to build their rigs. Like it literally was like, it was like Noah's Ark. You build it, they will come. Field of Dreams. And that's what happened. I started to get people to sign up and I made an LLC. I was like, I gotta set this up like a real show.
Make this legit.
I have to make this legit. And so that's what I did in 2019. 2020 was our first show. And here we are today. I just ended up becoming the founder of it. And it was 100% not planned, but it's been amazing. So long-winded, but that's the gist of it.
No, that's great. And that's one of the things that I really love about your show is that it's still small-ish. It definitely has expanded and it's great that that's happening, but you still make sure that you have that, like you were saying, like that family feel, that getting together with old friends kind of feel. And those are our favorite shows to go to because, doing several shows a year, we run into people repeatedly over and over again. And some of the really, really big shows, we don't really get time to talk or catch up because everybody's so busy. So I know Arla and I like going to the smaller shows or the medium-sized shows like yours, where we can really reconnect with friends and chat around a campfire and just kind of catch up and see all the new gear that comes out. And even, we're friends with some other vendors and stuff too. So see what new products they have and, just make those connections. And it's just really nice. And what better place to do it in Sunshine State? Because I love it.
Right. Exactly. Who doesn't want to go to Florida in the middle of March when everything else is freezing? We had probably close to 8,000 people come through the show this year, 7,500 roughly. And I've been saying it's an intimate gathering of 7,500 people. It's just a very family reunion style, almost like a grassroots style kind of a show. It's meant to just be really fun. You have time to connect, hang out. I actually don't want it to get super huge because I think that the way that it's set up right now with the number of people and the number of vendors is like perfect. So we're gonna this coming year at Save, I have a feeling that we'll sell out. We have this last year we just about sold out of vendor space. I think next year we'll sell out fully. I'll have to turn people away. So
Yeah.
Great problem to have.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
And, I think that with John Berkmeyer making creating the Florida Adventure Trail and now the SOFAT, which we just did with Bill and Deb from Cottywample Overland. It was so much fun.
mm-hmm.
I love that it takes you through some of the, what I like to call old Florida areas that are still clinging on there because, you've got Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Tallahassee's even getting really big. Jacksonville's huge now. All of those big anchor cities are cool and they're fun to go visit at times, but
Mm-hmm.
I really still like going out to, like Arla mentioned, the coastal areas or the Everglades, deep into the regular forests and stuff, just kind of getting away from all of that and seeing all the diverse environments. And what's really funny is I've actually heard different people compare Florida to Australia, not because it's some kind of great, big, huge place necessarily, but because there's so many different diverse environments and all different kinds of animals that will eat you. And
We love that.
it makes it kind of exciting.
Yeah,
So,
well, I was going to say the Everglades at the right time of year. If you go at the wrong time of year, you're going to get carried away by our national bird, which is the mosquito. But if you go at the right time of year, it is really, truly an incredibly wild experience. I mean, we've got Florida panthers, we've got alligators, we got bobcats, we got snakes. We got Burmese pythons, invasive, but you run into a 15-foot snake out there. It's like, whoa, this is a different experience here. So yeah, Florida can be quite interesting. And John, with the with the Florida Adventure Trail, we have a great relationship with him, and he supports our show so much, and we support what he's got going on because I don't want to say it's like a tourist attraction, but it's a guideline for people to get around the state and be able to see it all. And when they come here, I can't even tell you the number of people that leave our show, go straight onto the Florida Adventure Trail, and off they go. Yep. I mean, even a lot of companies did that this year, and they went and got content off of the Florida Adventure Trail. So it's really cool.
Well, what's funny is just this past weekend, I met up with some friends that we actually met at the Save, and we did the FAT with. And we checked out the Rich Sloan General Store. Have you been to that yet?
I know of it. I have not been there. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even realize that I had driven by it on 50 going out to meet them to camp because we camped a little bit northeast of Tampa. Mm-hmm. And we drove right by it. And when we were out camping, they said, yeah, we're going to try to check out the general store on the way back. And I was like, where is that? And we looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I literally drove right by it. The turn for it, didn't even realize it. So we went back and checked that out. It was so cool. But I love exploring and seeing all of that history that still, exists in different pockets of Florida, like along 98, along the coast, up in the Panhandle. I mean, there's all kinds of cool things to see, and that's where part of the FAT takes you.
Yeah, tons of spots. Yep.
Yeah, and March is a great time of year to do that. Before or after your show, it's kind of the way that coincides is nice.
Oh yeah, and the weather. Oh my gosh, did we get blessed with the weather this year? We've had our trials and tribulations with the weather, but unbelievable. It was like what? High 40s, low 50s at night, and then like 73 and full sun during the day.
Perfect.
I don't know that we'll get that again, but
a little bit of wind, but not bad.
Yeah, a little bit of wind. Were you guys there the year that you were there, 2023? Was that the windstorm year?
That was when, Misty was there, and the tent blew up, and
there were people's awnings ripping off, and tents flying over and landing on.
Yeah, porta potties blew over. I learned so much about porta potties that year. I learned a lot about porta potties.
Yeah, that's probably a crap situation for sure, but
it depends on which way it falls. I learned. Yeah, if it falls on the door, really bad time. If it falls on the back, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. That's part of the fun of going to these different shows, and every single show I've gone to, I've either experienced hail or snow or some kind of adverse weather conditions at least one point during the show.
Yeah.
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 It's just you can't control the weather.
Yeah, and you're right, Arla. We had that we had a couple wind gusts, I think, on the first day. Somebody lost their awning on the first day.
Yep.
I think. We did, and they sort of come out of nowhere. Like you'll just be hanging out, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, 3-mile-an-hour gusts. What the heck? It's the beauty of being in an airfield, I guess.
We had the free air show.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Hey.
We did. I was telling everybody that I organized that. I did not, but
On purpose, of course.
yeah, when they dropped off that giant cargo,
That was pretty cool.
Oh, there's all of our merch.
And look, it's awnings falling from the sky.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It happens.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a really good time, and I like how it's kind of centrally located. I mean, it's a little bit north, but it's a good area because it's not super populated in that area still, and where the off-road park is kind of tucked away a little bit, so you do really feel like you're getting away from the big city areas.
Do you know what's funny? So let me fact check myself before I say this, but I know at least 2 of them. Hold on. So let's see. Okay, so the population of Starke, Florida, 5,900 people. We have more people at our show than the population of the town that we're in. And that's just Starke. So then you've got, I just think that's crazy. So then you have Keystone Heights, which is the venue actually straddles Keystone Heights and Starke. It's at the Keystone Heights airport, but it's in like the city of Starke. There's only 1,500 people in the city of Keystone. Yeah. And then Melrose, which is where a lot of people drive through and stop for food. They also only have like 5,900 people. So at any given time, we have more people at our event than the surrounding cities, little town. So it's a very small town vibe. And boy, do they love us when we come there. They love it. They sell some of the gas stations I've heard of even sold out of gas just from all the vehicles coming in. So it's pretty wild to think.
I can see that happening for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Arla and I, we got interviewed for Tread Magazine a couple of years ago. And I happened to be looking at Tread Magazine, waiting for our article to be in there. And I ran across the article about you. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And started reading about you. And that's where I learned about the Save Expo. I didn't even know about it until I read that article. And so
very cool.
I think it mentioned in there that you had just started it and, we're building that out and stuff. And so I was like, this is awesome. This is a woman kind of getting out there and doing something that not a lot of people have decided to take on, because that's a huge undertaking, starting a big show like that, or even when it was little, but a show like that. And then, you also have a rig built out, and you're also a charter captain, correct? So, I mean, you're kind of busy.
A little bit, yeah. I'm a little bit busy. Sometimes
all the time.
I need not be so busy, but I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm out there doing the overlanding thing too. As a matter of fact, my travels and my adventure have been scaled back a little bit doing the shows, doing the show so far, but now shows. That has been an adventure like all in itself. But yeah, I have a 2017 4Runner. It's my 3rd Toyota. I started with a Tacoma, and then I went into a 4Runner, 2-wheel drive. I don't know what I was thinking about that. And then I ended up in the 2017 that I have now. And I really have only been driving that rig for the shows. And then if I'm going out of town, it's not my daily anymore because I've got 35s on it and it's heavy, and I get like 9 miles to the gallon, I think, in that thing. It's terrible. I love it. And I think I have 140,000 miles on it. I think I had 140,000 miles on it in like 2022. And I've just been cranking them up slowly when I go on these trips. But I'm out there. I run this show, but like my route is overlanding. That's how I've met all the people and made the connections, is going to shows and traveling and getting out there. So, And then, yes, I am a charter captain as well. I've had my captain's license for about 8 years. I do boat and yacht sales. That's actually my full-time job, Monday through Friday. I'm doing that.
Big girl job.
The expo is my second full-time job. but yeah. And then before I even did any of that, I was a career animal trainer and zookeeper. So that's really what I started with. Yeah. I used to train dolphins and sea lions.
That's so cool.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that was so that's what I went to school for. I went to school and studied psychology. And then I interned at Clearwater Marine Aquarium, which is the facility that has the dolphin that had no tail. Little Miss Winter, she swam with a prosthetic. So I volunteered there, and then I interned there, and then I did a bunch of internships. I worked at Busch Gardens with kangaroos. I actually was hired to do alligator and croc training. That's what I was hired for. And then they had a medical leave of absence in Australia, and so they put me with kangaroos. And then I worked with kangaroos, and then I got back into dolphin and sea lion training, and I actually trained dolphins and sea lions for the Navy in just outside of Brunswick, Georgia.
I know.
Yeah. Like, what?
She's literally a Jill of all trades.
Known you for a couple of years. Never heard that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yep. And I did that and then I went to Busch Gardens, and then I did the animal shows at Busch Gardens. And I worked with all kinds of exotics and birds and all kinds of stuff. And then,
cool.
And then I left that field and I went into retail sales, which was,
he says, and now you sell those.
You're like,
yep.
Yeah.
Scourge.
So I did the animal training thing for like 11 years.
Oh, that's cool.
Not a lot of people know this, but I too worked at Busch Gardens.
What the heck?
Sure did. Sure did. When I was in college at USF, right after high school, I worked at Busch Gardens for about a year. Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God. I don't even know you.
This was a long time ago, so it doesn't exist anymore. I used to work in the Africa part of the park, at Air Africa, the little merch store. And then when the Montu, Egypt area was just opening, I went over and started working in that gift shop. So I'm really dating myself because that's been open a long time now. But when it was brand new and being built, I went over and worked in that gift shop right at the end of the Montu ride when you come out.
How can you say we're like this and I don't know these things?
Sometimes you just have to talk to me.
I used to train seals too. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm with you for the next 3 weeks and you got splaining to do to me.
Okay, so do you remember at Busch Gardens, the animal show that was the shipwreck? And they had the little performers? When I worked at Busch Gardens the second time, I worked for that company. It was Joel Slavin's animals. They used to go on like the shows, the TV shows where they bring like a porcupine or something crazy. Or a kangaroo. I worked at the show at Pantopia Theater.
Oh wow!
So I worked for Joel Slavin's company doing the animal training and the. So I was one of those people in costume, like dancing around on stage with like all the animals and cats and dogs and random animals and stuff. And they actually tore the shipwreck down, but that was the company that I worked for. So
that's
random,
awesome,
crazy. Jesse wants to train sea lions. I don't even know you people. I feel like a stranger.
Wait, read the rest of the comment.
Oh, actually had a comment with myself in the shower about the other one. Well,
well, Jesse, you've seen fish tanks. Like big, bougie fish tanks.
Yeah,
Jesse, I have 2 giant saltwater reef tanks.
Well,
she needs to come.
She could
mess
come down
with
and help
mine.
you. She would love to come to Florida and help you.
Oh, heck yeah. I think she should be a traveling tank cleaner. Think about it, Jesse.
Listen, there's a job there, especially in
I'm going to
Florida.
throw somebody on the bus right now. I can't concentrate when Lisa Douay is constantly texting me about tomorrow. Does she not know we have a podcast on Thursdays at 7? I don't even know her. I said, girl, I'm on a podcast. She says, crap, sorry.
I'm live.
What the hell?
We're live right now, Lisa.
I'm getting told by other girls I look like I have RBF. Like, I don't know people. They're coming at me. I'm drinking my freaking Zero Dr. Pepper.
Misty working at Busch Gardens snapped you right out of it, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
You were like, huh? What?
Besties
there's
for
a lot
3
about
years.
me you don't know,
even
Arlen
know her.
Crest.
No clue.
You think you know a person.
You think you know people, and you just don't. You don't know.
That was one of my favorite jobs, though, I have to say. One of my favorites.
Did
I'm so
you
jealous right
like
now.
ride the rides every day? Because that was I
Oh,
needed
yeah,
to do that.
especially when they open onto. Mhm.
All the roller coasters, all of
Mhm.
them, upside down, backwards. I don't care.
You like them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a big
Yes.
roller
The
coaster
bigger, the
lover.
better, the faster. Let's
And
go.
After
You
Save
should come
next
down and go to
year,
Busch Gardens.
we should all go to Busch Gardens. Do you know what's funny? My
What?
volunteers, every year, well, we didn't this year. I took them, this year I'm doing something different. But every year I like to treat my like super close volunteers that stick around that are in town. I like to treat them to like an experience. And it has historically always been an all expenses paid trip to Busch Gardens. Like I buy the fast pass, like I get their ticket. And
I'll
we
be a
go to Busch
volunteer and
Gardens.
go. I'll volunteer to go.
Listen, so we should
Volunteer to
you should
go.
just after Save, stick around and come to Busch Gardens with us.
Yes,
So,
Jesse. Yes.
I don't know if they do this anymore, but back when I worked there, it was still owned by Anheuser-Busch. And Anheuser-Busch was still an American-owned company back then. And with your paycheck, you would get a 12-pack of beer every 2 weeks of your choice, whichever beer brand, type you wanted. And they would give you
I'm in the wrong business.
6 free passes a year for family and friends. They have all kinds of perks.
Yeah, I feel like things really changed at Busch Gardens when Anheuser-Busch sold it, but because now it's SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment owns all of them, I think. But I mean, I know when I worked there just in the last handful of years, well, I shouldn't say handful, it was like 2015, 2016, 2017 that I worked there. I could bring friends and family, and I think I got some sort of like comped tickets, like X number of tickets per year. But I'll tell you what, I never got a case of cold.
What the heck? I know. Like what?
They also, Micah,
military.
Yeah, Micah brings up a good point. They have the salute to hero, or they used to have the salute to the heroes. I don't know if they do it anymore or not. I haven't really looked in a few years, but where you could bring your whole family for free if you were active duty. And I think maybe
they do still. Yeah.
Which is pretty
cool.
awesome.
It's only 15 minutes. Busch Gardens is only 15 minutes from my house. So
I don't like you right now.
So I used to live just north of USF. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the university area. Yeah.
Yep. That's an area.
Is there any other secrets y'all want to tell? Good gracious. I'm so boring.
I used to live right behind a Taco Bell, Arla.
Ooh.
That was creepy. Just saying. That was a little weird.
Don't tell me what you saw.
It was a weird time. Yeah.
I don't want to look. I won't look at a beef mix smell the same again.
I could hear people ordering their food from my window in my living room. That's how close I was to the drive-thru.
Smell a chicken quesadilla and it takes you back.
It doesn't like candles in your place a lot. Because it smelled like a tutti frutti up in there.
Hey, it was what I could afford at the time.
Same, still.
But back then I had to walk over there to get food because DoorDash didn't exist.
All you had to do is crawl out your window, it sounds like, and be there at the building.
I was on the second floor.
Call her from your window. Chicken quesadilla.
Order for Misty. Order for Misty.
Oh, that would be great. I should have done that.
Oh,
okay.
That's too funny.
Let's get serious for a second though, because you mentioned, you kind of alluded to it earlier, but you have an announcement to make. What is happening at the end of August? What are you doing?
What is it?
We have our second show in the series.
Yay.
Yeah.
And
So
where's that
we
gonna
are,
be located?
it's called, so we're the Southeast Adventure Vehicle is SAVE. We're doing the Northeast Adventure Vehicle Expo, which will be NAVE. And that is at the end of August. Yes. And it is August 28th. We'll be moving for vendors and campers. We're going to do the same thing where you can check in early and have an extra day. I think that's really important for Friday show day. So Friday show day, 29, Saturday 30, Sunday 31st, and then move out. We're going to extend. Historically, the shows have always been like a Thursday vendor only move-in, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, and then everybody's got to get out on Sunday afternoon. It's a little bit hectic, especially as it grows. There's just a lot of people that are coming from we had people come from Canada this year. So for them to have to figure out where they're going to go on Sunday night is kind of rough, right? So we want to give everybody a travel day on Monday. So we're going to do the same thing at Nave. You can stay until Monday. We'll have like an early check-in and a late checkout pass for anybody that wants to stay. And so it'll be Labor Day weekend. And I've been told that the weather in Pennsylvania at the beginning of September is unbelievable. So, yep.
Rachel, you know we can all caravan from here, girl. 45 minutes for me. Stop it.
Yeah, and you forgot the E on the end, girl.
You got the E on the end. It's not Nav. It's Nave. With an E.
Nav.
We're going to navigate to Nave.
She's probably packing for the 19th time right now.
So we're excited about it. It's at a somewhat similar venue to what we have now. Our venue that we're at now is actually technically an airport, but it is also like a military law enforcement training. Yeah, there you go. Military law enforcement training facility. It's privately owned. This venue it's just outside of Pittsburgh. So
nice.
It's 1,200 acres.
Goodness.
White Larks. They have, they're also a military law enforcement training facility. As a matter of fact, the folks that own the facility are part of the Pittsburgh Police Department. So very much, they actually use it to train local law enforcement and actually law enforcement from everywhere else. And so it has 70 miles of off-road trails.
What?
70 miles.
Let's
go. So easy, medium, hard. You want to talk about there's some really challenging stuff there. So what we're going to do to sort of rein everybody in, because 70 miles of trails, people are going to be out of the woods all day. What we're going to do is we're going to have easy, medium, hard trail, just so that we can give people a variety and they don't, get bored doing the same loop over and over. We don't have as much of a luxury with that at the firm. Our trail is really fun. We try to switch it every year and introduce new things, but we're going to have a lot bigger opportunities at Nave. And then we're kind of thinking on the last day, since we have rented the entire 1,200 acres, we booked the entire 1,200 acres, we're thinking about opening all the trails on the last day. As people pack up and leave, they can go hit the woods and sort of just check it all out.
That's cool.
Because it's cool. To have 70 miles of trails and not be able to go explore all of them, I can understand from a consumer side of things and an attendee side of things. I want to see what else is out there. So we're still debating if we want to do that, but that's kind of our plan. So,
Arla, I feel like we need to do a ladies' ride there.
Oh,
think about that.
Back to my chair.
That could be really fun.
That's my thinking.
That would be a lot of fun.
Y'all see my dog over here chilling, taking a nappy now?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see her?
Laid out.
Old Juniper.
Yeah,
she's passed out. I think a ladies' ride would be
awesome.
awesome.
Tail wagging.
Possibly.
I swear a little doggy tail just went wagging.
Mm-hmm.
Hers? Yeah.
Yeah. She probably heard you say, yep.
That's mommy baby right there.
Sadie.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's mommy baby. That's mommy baby.
She's such a sweetheart.
She got to lay here with me.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the podcast. Good job.
A ladies' ride. That's an interesting idea.
Just throw that out there.
Trail ride. It could be, It's relatively easy to set up timed, sort of more controlled, but just organized rides. So, yeah.
I think that'd be fun. And I know a few ladies that might be interested in that and kind of caravanning up there and doing that.
Yeah.
Many of them are in the audience tonight here chatting. So
yes.
I think that might be a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
we can talk about it and figure out like when would be the best time, which day, if that's something that you want to do like on that Monday when it's because it's a little tough with like packing up all your stuff and then going on a trail and then coming back. Especially if you guys are going to be like in the vendor area, but like maybe as a just before you leave, you do a ladies ride kind of thing if they can stay till Monday. Or even Sunday, I guess we could open things up. I don't know. This is the beauty of it. We're so flexible. Like it's just me and my family making the rules.
We can make whatever rules we want.
Really. We just have to we've always sort of felt our way like through things and decided, okay, that worked, that didn't work. We'll do that better next year. It's different next year. So yeah, we can brainstorm on it and come up with it.
You know what, though? You're so I met your dad at Moore a couple of years ago when I met you. Your family is a incredible support system. It reminds me like Chris at Moore. All his family comes and supports and helps with the show and all that stuff. Like it's a whole family unit thing, and it was really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, my mom, she does vendor check-in, and then she switches over to merch, and merch is her baby. I've made her like her new title is Chief Merchandise Officer.
Nice.
It's so funny. And then my dad sets up the event, and then he goes from setup into full-blown raffle dude. Like he runs the raffle like nobody's business. And then my boyfriend, he was on camping check-in this year, getting everybody moved in on Thursday and Friday. And then
my boyfriend,
he was in the guard shack. He was squirreled away in the guard shack, like bringing everybody in.
She probably met him but didn't realize he was the boyfriend.
I know.
That's probably what
Probably name tag says boyfriend, father, mother.
Yeah. And then my best friend Olivia, which I think everybody knows.
Looks like you.
Oh yes, everybody.
I confused her.
Everybody
thinking it was you because she was on the golf cart. She came around.
He's the best, man. She is the best.
She's like, I'm not Alissa. And I was like, oh my God, you're not.
So Kyle's the boyfriend. He was in the guard shack checking people in for camping. He was having really bad back pain. He actually just had back surgery 3 weeks ago. So he was like, he came in, got people checked in, like tough, went through it, got through it. And he like, as soon as campers were checked in on Friday, he got in his car and drove home. So he came out and just helped with like the necessary getting people in. And then he was in so much pain, he left. So he ended up having spine surgery at the end of March. He had spine surgery on March 25th. So only 3 weeks after the show. I know, right? Crazy. And then Olivia. Okay, so everybody confuses me and Olivia so much so that she was talking to somebody. This is so funny. And honestly, I was a little bit jealous. Like she doesn't remember which vendor she was talking to, but it's clearly somebody that loves me because they kissed her on her forehead and said, "Thanks, Alissa, bye." And she was like,
was it Paul's expedition trailer? Let's just throw it out there now.
Because that's 1,000% something that he would do.
He's a kisser.
He's a hugger and a kisser.
He's a hugger kisser guy. Yeah.
He knows me though. Like he knows Olivia and he knows me.
Yeah.
So
it depends on what time of the day it was.
How much did you have to drink?
I was like, who is kissing Olivia on the head thinking it's like, and then I was like, Olivia, you better kiss me right on my head and transfer that goodness because I didn't get the forehead kiss.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
It was so funny. She was like, she didn't even realize that they thought she was me until she walked away and they said, "Bye, Alissa." And she's like, damn.
She's like, that kiss wasn't for me, damn it.
It wasn't. It was for me and I didn't get it.
That's hilarious.
So funny. But yeah, we're definitely a family unit for sure. For sure. So
Was she raising her? What are you raising your hand for?
They're all raising their hands and
forehead kiss.
I guess they're down for the ladies' ride. I think they're still on that talk there.
They're down with caravanning up and doing
that
all
works too.
You know this girl. Yeah. These girls are down.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
They're a good group.
Love it.
So what do you have any new things that you might be able to share about Save for next year? Do you have any new ideas or anything you might be doing? If you can't share it, don't share it. But do you have some new ideas possibly?
No. So I think, I mean, there's like logistical things that go on in the background. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing that's going to be new next year is people are not going to be checking in at midnight.
Oh no!
Oh God, no!
Right?
No.
We had some serious gate time when the gates are supposed to close. People that wanted to come late, so we're going to have to lock that down. I think what we're going to enforce in 2026 is like a no more vehicle movement time, just to sort of kind of quiet things down. Yeah, sounds like a good idea, right? So we're going to lock it down. And get, that's the thing is like, we want everybody to make it. We want everybody to come in.
Yeah.
We want it actually literally pains me to make anybody sleep outside the gate. I lose sleep over it. And so,
I mean, it's not dangerous. It's not really dangerous. I was just going to recommend that people could just cut it off at like 10 p.m. They can camp right outside the gate for the night and then, come in first thing in the morning.
They're overlanders. They can sleep.
Yeah,
anyway.
They can do it. They can handle it.
And that's exactly right. And I've got to stop feeling bad for the people that are outside the gate because, man, we got to cut off. So that's not like the most exciting update for 2026, but it is something that we are going to start doing. We've become more and more lax about the gate hours as the years have gone on and it's gotten bigger and people are coming from further, but no more. We got to cut it off. So that's one thing that's going to change in 2026. We are going to try to do more with advanced rides. That was a really, really big hit. And part of that's also going to be sort of coordinating with Yamaha because Yamaha goes out and uses the same trails. The side-by-sides use the same trails that the advanced trail ride is, or at least like they'll like intersect. So I think we're going to coordinate that a little bit better in 2025. We want to do a bigger stage. So like, I think live music was a hit this year. And that was our first year being able to do it. So we want to grow with that. We're also talking about doing, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
I had to think about all the things we've talked about. I got a list, right, of things. I didn't bring it with me, but a twilight ride instead of doing a true night ride. Because let's be honest, did you guys go to the night ride?
We were walking around when the night ride was occurring, and it looked wild.
No, I mean we couldn't move Misty's vehicle. It was
we didn't move our vehicle.
And I flew in, so I mean,
yes. So wild is a good word. It's a little. It's a little. So we keep calling it like Baby King of the Hammers because that's what ends up happening. Everybody goes to the rock scramble. And then it's like chaos at the rock scramble. And also it just runs kind of late. So I think instead of doing like a true night ride next year, we're going to instead do like a twilight ride before the live music, because that way people can go do the course and the trail and then join us and then like really party it up at the live music. So
just
we're
chill
trying to also avoid people like partying at the live music and then going to the course because that's a recipe disaster. So we're not going to, we're going to swap it next year and do a twilight ride, which I think will be really cool. Good photo ops, but like dark enough that you can still turn on all your lights and see what's going on. And if people are on the back side of the course, you can still see everything because at 8:00 at night, it's pitch black out there. So there's people, we have 2 rock scrambles on the course and everybody's at the one rock scramble, but there's an even worse, I shouldn't say worse, it's even more difficult rock scramble.
Even better.
Worse, better. I think go hand in hand, I guess. It depends on how excited you are to take your rig off-road. But that doesn't even get any attention because everybody's at the one. And meanwhile, there's people that are like throwing their vehicles around on rocks at that one back there. So I think if we have a little bit more light, people can see more stuff going on. So we're going to
like it.
Yeah. So that's just something that, comes with just doing it and seeing how it goes and pivoting. We're going to provide firewood next year because we tried so hard to get firewood out to Starke and we didn't get it until Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to work on having that. I think that's going to be a sponsored thing next year.
Nice.
We'll have a vendor sponsor and then just make it complimentary. So you can just go get firewood. I think that's really cool. And then I think that's probably, I'm sure we'll have more, but at the moment, that's the only things that I can think of off the top of my head that we're going to probably do different next year. Nothing too crazy. I think we've kind of like honed it in, but just little adjustments to make it that much better.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Arla and I know that you are like insanely busy all the time.
All the time.
Do you ever get any time to like go and chill and maybe go out on the boat or just like go camping or anything? Do you ever have any downtime?
I'm taking Olivia this year, hopefully, for an October, so I used to do an annual like Georgia, Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, like trip. Usually I go for like 2 or 3 weeks. And what we always have done is we've always timed it on the back end of Overland East.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just been like tradition. We all meet up after East and then we hit the road for 2-3 weeks. So
Nice.
That is in the cards this year. We want to do that this year. That October is also when we start really ramping up for Save. So it's been difficult to continue that. But shockingly, as the show continues to grow, it's becoming more streamlined. It's less of like a blah and more of like, okay, we have the process in place. So I'm hoping that in October, we can hit the road. I recently moved to a farm in August.
Nice.
So I have outside 3 horses, 2 goats, 11 chickens. Like I got barn kitties. So like if I'm not at work and I'm not doing the event, I'm probably cleaning stalls and feeding animals.
Wow.
So a lot of my free time is spent with my animals. But
which is awesome.
It is. It's a great way to spend free time for sure.
Therapeutic.
However, being in the boat sales recently, when I've gone for showings and trial runs, like on Wednesday, I'm taking a 38-foot center console from Tampa and I'm running it all the way down to Sarasota to park it at the Suncoast Boat Show. That'll be like my first big long boat ride in a long time. Because otherwise it's just little demos to sell boats. But I tell you, every time I've been going out lately, I've just been like, I really got to dedicate like just like one day, at least 1 or 2 days a month to just go sit on the boat.
Jesse wants to know why you're not BFFs because Olivia will fight you.
Olivia's already marked her territory. She's got the kiss on the forehead that she's already.
No, whatever.
Why kiss on the forehead? No, we can be best friends too. Listen.
Sorry, Jesse, you already have those? Like, calm down.
I was going to say, if you ever want any company, I would be happy to ride on a boat wherever you're taking it. So
that's what my dad always says. Every time I have to take a boat on more than like a 20-minute boat ride, my dad's like, I'm going. So he's coming with me on Wednesday to run this boat. It's about a 2.5, 3-hour boat ride from Tampa all the way down to Sarasota. Yeah, it's a haul. But yeah, he always volunteers. But hey, listen, as far as best friends go, it's not like it's not like I don't have like a number one best friend spot. I have like a number one or like a best friend like tier. There can be many best friends.
Do you charge? Is it like a Patreon tier? Or just kidding?
Boats and hoes.
No, it's just a group. We have those.
I cannot.
Funny.
I want to
oh, jeez.
Look at there.
Everybody can go on a boat ride. Just come on down to
Pacific girl up here.
everything. We got Toyota, lady on Toyota's ladies on here. We got Jeep girls. We got
okay. Hey, they're coming to Northwest Arkansas. Just want to throw that out there.
That's so funny.
We got all the ladies on here tonight. Look at this. Do we have any guys? I think maybe
Michael Wan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sabrina's husband's on here. Or he was.
I can't see what you guys see.
Scrolling back through.
All the people.
Yeah. A lot of traffic on here, but all girls except for Michael Wan.
So, ladies, this is your last chance. If you have any questions for Alissa, it's your opportunity to ask questions. This is kind of why we do the live thing, just saying. So
these girls are so crazy. Boats and hosting, Catalina wine mixer. Same.
Catalina wine mixer.
I want a shirt that says that.
That's right.
You should go to Save next year. You don't know what you're missing. Oh, they should be scared. They're going to be scared when we at Maris. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All these girls going to Maris. He definitely ran away.
Who ran away? Oh, Michael.
Okay, I'm out. The only dude on here, and yeah.
All right, so you now have like 45 new best friends, just so you know.
I love that. Sure. My best friend tier has grown. I like it. Yes. I love it.
Oh, we got a question.
This says no questions. She's a badass.
Okay, go to the next one.
Calm down. When you're camping, do you cook or keep it easy? I'm easy.
Well, let me tell you something about. Okay, so I used to be, and I still sometimes am, like a hot dog and like mac and cheese kind of, it depends. It also depends on where I am in the trip, right?
So Uncrustables, dude, they got to be in your fridge.
Love the Uncrustables. I never shared these photos, but I should share them. The last couple of times that I've gone out on a trip, I have taken a Traeger smoker.
Wow.
Yeah. So Traeger, I partnered with Traeger a couple years ago, and they sent me it's called a Ranger. It's like a briefcase size smoker. It is super heavy. Don't get me wrong, but it's compact. And so I started to take it with me on trips, and we would do I would cook steaks in that thing. We did rosemary potatoes in a cast iron, just really good stuff. So I can keep it easy. I usually keep it kind of easy at the end of the trip, but when I'm just getting started, boy, I'm fired up. And I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I mean, you'll always find a pack of hot dogs in my refrigerator, but we try to get creative. I'm not like some of these people that do really intense cooking, it's all they look forward to at the end of the day when they get to their spots, or in the morning when they first wake up. They want to do these extravagant breakfast
things.
I love traveling with those people.
Yes.
I did make cinnamon buns in the Traeger one time. That was really good. But yeah, it depends. It's at the beginning of the trip. I'm all razzled and dazzled about the Traeger and cooking, but yeah. It is. Yes, she's right. It is a little bit bougie.
It's bougie.
I have 4 words for you. Hawaiian roll French toast.
Ooh. I mean, I like all 4 of those words.
Yes. Jesse made that on a girls trip we did, and it was so good. So good.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about that because I love French toast. Yeah.
Salad.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with chicken salad. It's delicious.
Yeah, the little you make, and that's the thing, making stuff before you go, that's good too. But yeah, I wish I was more high tech, some of the. I think somebody in our creators corner was making wood fired pizza, and that's his whole gig was he cooked all weekend.
Yum.
Why didn't I know that guy was? Because I don't that life.
Fire, and I make the drink. And then I hang out.
Oh,
look who it is!
Oh no, what's wrong with the old truck, old man?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Not the Yoda. So good.
Yes, so good.
Cheese stuffed. What the hell?
Like
Rachel, you can come on any camping trip that I'm going on.
When did we cheesecake stuff it?
That looks so good. Or sounds so good.
I haven't eaten. I'm hungry now. Y'all are killing me, Smalls. Stop talking about it. Can become somebody else. Oh. Just getting it ready to travel Saturday. Okay. Awesome. Just a little maintenance. Okay.
Man, I'm out there packing tonight. I'll still be packing for a while, getting up early and starting making my way to the Panhandle.
Ugh.
How long of a ride is that for you? What, 5 or 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah. I like to go along the coast, though, so I take my time.
You go like up through Apalachicola and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I love going through Carabel, East Point, all that.
Ooh.
Hawaiian roll, cheesecake stuffed French toast. When was that? I'm so angry right now.
I have a question.
No people. We're talking about food.
What's your question? Arla, focus.
Listen, we can talk about cheesecake all night.
It's so delicious.
So I'm curious, since you guys are getting ready to hit the road, what is your primary, and I guess I don't necessarily know that you have one, but what's like your primary mode of entertainment when you're on long trips? Like I listen to, my road trips are how many podcasts, like hour-long podcasts, 4 podcasts if I'm going 4 hours, 5 podcasts if I'm going 5 hours. Like I listen to the podcast, or I'll put, like Seinfeld on and I'll play it through the radio. I've seen every episode 27 million times. So like I'll do Seinfeld episodes and I know it's gonna be 6 Seinfeld episodes or 8 Seinfeld episodes. What do you guys like? What are your things that you do when you're on long trips to entertain yourselves when you're grinding it out and going somewhere?
I either listen to an audiobook or I listen to the Mr. Ballin podcast because I love all that, true crime stuff. And he's a great storyteller.
Who?
Mr. Ballin podcast.
Okay.
He is a former Navy SEAL. He's got a bazillion subscribers on YouTube and stuff. And he does a podcast. He tells different true crime stories and stuff. But he's such a good storyteller. He really keeps you engaged. You don't necessarily know what's going to happen until the very, very end. So he's really entertaining. So I listen to, and he has a new episode every Monday and every Thursday. So I usually
send that thing. I've never even heard of that.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, I like the true crime. So I'm definitely most of the podcasts I have saved on my podcast app are true crimes.
Yeah. Wow. Love that. And I listen to a lot of audiobooks, stuff like that. Or if I'm on a long trip and I just want to listen to music, there's sometimes I don't listen to anything in the car, which sounds like a weirdo, but I'll turn everything off and just drive. But I'll listen to like early 2000s music. Sometimes I'll rock the 80s. Sometimes I'll go back to like the 60s and 70s rock. I mean, it just depends on the mood I'm in.
Yep. What about you, Arlen?
I thug it out.
Yeah, she's thug life for sure.
All the new stuff, all the way back, girl, all the way to Easy. Let's go. I do it all.
He's
and
from
I
the window to the wall.
I sing in my thumb and I entertain.
Yeah. So your music.
I don't care who's around. I don't care if they're watching me at a stoplight because I'll sing right to you. I don't care.
Yep, mine's been Chris Stapleton radio.
Love Chris Stapleton.
Oh my gosh, I want to see him.
I do like me some country. I'll do that stuff. But then I get kind of depressed after all. Some of it's kind of
exactly great. Yeah, sometimes you just need the quiet. So Chris Stapleton, I've had tickets to his show 3 times, and every single time something has happened to where I've not been able to go. So
oh my gosh,
I refuse to buy more tickets. So if anybody wants to treat me to a Chris Stapleton concert, I'm more than willing to do so. Just be aware that I may not be able to go for whatever random ass reason occurs.
If you buy a ticket with Misty's name on it, something's going to happen to her.
Gosh.
Oh my God.
One time I got delayed on a work trip, so I missed the show. One time I think one of the kids was really sick, and one time I don't even remember what happened the other time, but I had tickets 3 different times, and every single time I wasn't able to go.
Man. It's like some sort of trigger for you. You get your ticket and it's like something's in the cards. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really. Well, I think we might go in October. He's going to be in Florida. So yeah, he's going to Hollywood, I think. So
don't jinx me.
I won't. I
Don't jinx me.
He's playing 2 nights. So maybe we'll get tickets for 1.
That increases my odds.
If everything goes well. We'll buy tickets for Friday and Saturday. We'll shoot for Friday. Something goes wrong.
Just sell the other ones.
Yeah, we'll sell the other ones and we'll go on Saturday. That's so funny.
Options, options.
Right.
I'm telling you, man.
And she sings along like she's in karaoke. Yes, I will
Yes,
whip everybody
you
in karaoke. Don't even come at me. Don't even come at me. Yes, Thug Life girl. Yes.
With a Y.
Huh?
With a Y.
With a Y.
Yeah. Thug Life.
All right. Other than the obvious, which is Save Expo, if anybody wants to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
So my personal handle on Instagram and on Facebook is Tampa Fly Girl. So TampaFlygirl, Tampa Fly Girl. That goes back to the fishing. I used to do guided fly fishing charters.
So dope.
Yeah, so that's how you can find me. Same thing on Facebook, facebook.com/Tampa Fly Girl. And I don't have a TikTok. I really probably should with all the animals and chaos, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't have time. But yep, and then the Save Expo across the board for all of those as well, for anybody that wants to follow the show as well. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are definitely looking forward to the Nave Expo coming up. So we are hoping to be able to attend there, maybe do some ladies overland lounge classes and stuff like that, and maybe a ladies ride. We'll see about that. So we'll keep everybody posted about that. And Arla? What was that face for?
I don't know. My eyes are bugging the crap out of me. Allergy season in Arkansas. Everything's blooming. Don't come at me.
Allergies.
Hangry. I don't know people anymore. Like,
oh Lord!
You hurt her feelings. She had to learn about Busch Gardens on here.
I could have sworn I used to work at Dillard's too. Did you know that? In Dixie.
Who are you?
Like I left before the Coast Guard. I mean, I didn't go to the Coast Guard until I was 21. I had other jobs.
I don't even know you. I don't even know you.
I had other best friends in the past. Just FYI. I know.
There were things before you, Arla. Her feelings are hurt.
I don't have any feelings. She's fine.
I really don't. I've been in transportation 34 years. I don't have any.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one place to lose it for sure.
For real. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
So real quick, we are going to be at More Expo. Not this weekend, next weekend. Mm-hmm. And then the weekend after that, we're a big group of us that's going out to Maris Adventure Park for Adventure Her. So we're going to spend a weekend with other women out there doing trails. Yep, we'll be going live from Maris. And that should be an awesome time. That's in the Palo Duro Canyon in Texas, which is gorgeous. So I'm super excited about that. So if you're attending either one of those shows or events, you can definitely come by and say hi to us. We look forward to hanging out. And this weekend, yes, Jesse, we're doing some beach therapy up in Destin.
Beach therapy.
It'll be a good time there too.
Oh, it's gonna be so
not
pretty.
Camping though. We're going to be bouging it up in a condo. So oceanfront condo. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, you guys are gonna have so much fun. The water there is so pretty.
Yeah,
that's my stomping grounds. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome.
A big secret is a few of us are getting matching tattoos. Over there.
Well, it's not a secret anymore, Arla. God.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything.
I hope my husband's not watching this.
Obviously not. He hasn't chimed in, so
he'll catch the replay and be like, "What?
You're gonna do what?"
And you're like, "Mind your business."
He's gonna be like, "Another tattoo? Like really? Like
mind your business,
right?" Exactly. I'm grown. Dang.
Yeah, I'm grown. Come at me. I'm really excited.
Thank you so much for being on the show tonight, Alissa. We've really had a great time, and we cannot wait to see you again in the fall and next spring.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys tonight and meet everybody in the chat and talk. And we can't wait to see you guys in the fall and again in the spring, just like you said. We'll have everything up on the website, hopefully in the next week or so for Nave.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's going to be here before we know it.
Oh, it sounds like Jessie just invited you to the girls' weekend. She said you should come. Leave now.
This weekend, listen.
I'm leaving in the morning if you want a caravan. So
you're north of me, right?
a little bit. I'm in Ocoee. So
okay, yeah, you're a little bit north of me. Yeah, I have a event this weekend, a boat event this weekend. Otherwise, listen, I would be there. It does not take much to convince me to
call in
stuff in the car and go. Listen,
you're not
take a
feeling
mental
well.
health day.
Yeah, I honestly would love to do that.
What are we gonna do about it?
I've had just while we've been sitting here, I've had 3 text messages and 2 calls on 2 boats that I'm selling right now. So, and it's 9:05.
I know, girl.
Hey, listen, it's good that the phone rings. We love it.
I couldn't imagine being your phone. Your phone must be the most tired phone ever. Oh my gosh.
Bro, no, we don't do 2 phones. No, ma'am.
I got one with a boat on it, and I got one with my horse on it.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
I would forward that phone to the other phones.
My
You
little
don't hear
barn. Well, that's you guys.
Yeah.
That's my barn.
I love the horsey. Is that your barn?
That's my barn. Yeah.
Or you bougie? We come and camp at your house.
You can.
Yeah, girl.
As a matter of fact, Dean Shirley, when he was coming for Save, he got here early and he was like, where am I going to go camp? I was like, don't camp in my yard. I was like, you can camp in the barn. He was like, maybe. We got room.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but these are both wore out. This phone's wore out. This phone's wore out.
Mid Maris, but whichever.
Oh, well, come to Maris. There's still tickets available.
That's 3 weekends from now. Yep.
I think it's the
Great
first weekend in May.
I got
First and
2
fourth.
phones, one for the plug and one for the okay.
Only Texas is not that far.
We'll see. We'll see what I can pull off. If I can swing it, I'll do it.
Yes.
It'll be wild.
You guys heard it.
Yep.
All right.
On record.
Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight, and we will see you next weekend at More Expo. Have a great night.